Hi everyone, Cathy Pagano, back with this week's sales tip. I'm joined by my teammate Sarah Dudas from the School of Sales, and together we're going to have a conversation on the 10 ways to get over a sales slump. They're in no particular order, but we thought it was really important to, as salespeople struggle sometimes to, when they go through a sales slump, just a great way to reset and refocus. So we thought it was really important to have a conversation on how to get over those sales slump by talking about these 10 fundamental things. So number one is leveraging existing customers.
I like starting with this one because it's really easy. A lot of these are really easy,
Right.
But used in conjunction with each other, simple things can make a really big impact.
Mm-hmm.
Your existing customers chose or are still choosing to do business with you for a reason.
Right.
And you should be asking them for referrals or finding some way to stay top of mind for them. You never know when somebody's going to say to one of them, hey, who are you using for insurance right now? I need a new agent, or I want to shop my policy, or hey, I know you write a lot of this type of business. Our market pulled out. Where are you going for that? Whatever that looks like in your role, in your world, just stay connected.
Yeah, totally. Great point. And that's a nice segue to number two, which is give more referrals.
We talk about one of the principles of persuasion being reciprocity. And that's that when you give something to someone, innately as humans, we want to give something in return. Be generous with your time, be generous with your energy, be generous with your resources. It's gonna come right back around to you. Whatever you can give to your customers, however you can help them, they'll remember that and it'll help you leverage them for those results.
Love that. And that's, you talk about customers. What about some old customers or lost business, right? Like number three, like how do we tackle that? We could still go after some of those old customers, those lost accounts.
Yeah, I mean, think about how many things have probably changed on your end since the last time. A no today is not a no in the future, and you should always be circling back to those, especially if you know that there's a key time of the year that would be good for them. Obviously, on the agency side, you've got that X date still, right? You know when their buying window is. Maybe if you're on the broker side and you're working with agents, they decided to get rid of their appointment. What's their busiest time of year? Can you try to touch base with them a little bit before that and say, hey, here's what's changed on our end. How are things going on your end? And just circling back.
Yeah, and you can also circle back to your existing customers and just offer some gratitude and being thankful for them, right?
Yeah.
So that's like number four. You would think that why would we be talking about gratitude and thankful and being thankful, but that's really important. So how can we do that as part of, getting over that sales?
I think that's something people aren't doing enough of anymore is saying thank you. We're all moving really quickly. And is there anything that you can do to just make yourself a little bit more memorable? And saying thank you is one of those things, whether it's a quick note on LinkedIn, a text message, an email, or even a handwritten note can go a really long way. And it can help you feel good too. There's that famous expression, I think it's Maya Angelou, that people never remember what you say, but they make you remember how you feel. When you say thank you to somebody, that's passing a little bit of that positive energy on, and it really can go a long way.
So simple to do. We can all do that no matter what experience level. So the next one, number 5, is set achievable goals.
Yeah, this one's important. A lot of times when we look at our year, we have these big things we want to accomplish. And sometimes we're good at breaking them down to monthly goals or quarterly goals. but have you broken those down into the bite-sized things that you can do today? And the reason that that's really important is because if you miss a quarter, that's a lot of pressure to make that up the next quarter. But if you miss a goal you were supposed to hit one day, it's a lot easier to double down and get that done the next day or the next week versus, oh no, I'm really behind. So however you can make those goals achievable, timely, but also small and bite-sized, that can lead to big wins.
Absolutely. And I think it's also important, and this is the next step, is having a peer group, building a peer group. You need support, right? You can't do it alone.
Yeah.
So, we talk about that. That's why we started the leadership development forums, so leaders can get together and have a support group. All salespeople need that too.
Yeah, we try to do that in a lot of our workshops too, right? Make sure that salespeople who have similar goals are connected with each other. Even if you have friends that are salespeople in other industries, they kind of get that, yeah, I'm chasing this metric, right?
Yeah.
And I think that can be super helpful, even if you're just talking about, hey, what's working for you right now? Have you tried anything new? Even just the conversation can be really good for generating your own ideas, even if you're not directly taking something someone else said. It can just help kind of get the wheels turning and help you feel a little bit more energized.
And I think it also, which is another idea, is to have a mentor.
Yeah.
So important in sales. And I don't think that a lot of our customers, I know that we're trying to get better about having our community members have mentors, and our customers should have those too. It's very helpful. The retention on your salespeople will be longer because they have that support system, and being a mentor is amazing.
Well, it also helps a lot with self-assessment, self-awareness. We've been talking about that a lot because we've been working on power skills. And a statistic that I heard last week that really stuck out to me is a lot of people think they're self-aware. 10% of people actually are.
I'm one of those.
I probably am too, right? The odds are against us. But a mentor can really help you to see things that you don't have the capacity to see yourself. Even if it's not something that you could do better, like a power skill, in your communication or anything like that. They just have the capacity to see the big picture a little bit more objectively than you do when you're in it. So absolutely, I think about all the times that a mentor has been helpful to me throughout my career, even just asking me a question that seems really obvious. And then I'm like, wait, maybe I haven't actually done that or thought of it that way.
Right. And I think that also too, another reason why we established the sales management program, because leaders needed mentors and someone to be in their corner to give them additional lift. So shameless plug there. Let's talk about another fundamental is establishing a daily routine or establishing a morning routine.
I think the morning routine's a good one. I think everyone should know when their energy peaks and dips, right? But the morning, you're really setting the tone for the day.
Yeah.
Some people find it very important to make their bed. And
I do. Every morning I make my bed.
Yeah. And that's if everything else goes wrong in the day, you're starting with a sense of accomplishment, right? You're getting something done. For me, I have a glass of water on my nightstand, and the first thing I do before I touch my phone, other than turning off my alarm, is drinking that glass of water. And for me, it's kind of like, all right, I'm going to start hydrating. I'm going to start with as clear of a mind as I possibly can. But even just the pause to drink the water before I pick up my phone helps me not just dive into to-dos. I tend to go on autopilot in the morning.
Right.
So what can your thing be that you do in the morning? Is it going to be the gym? Is it going to be making your bed? Is it going to be drinking a glass of water? Anything you can do and make a habit to get you started on a productive trajectory.
And that's another nice segue to having like a positive mindset.
Yeah.
Like all these little things are going to help, the celebrating the small wins, having the daily routine, all helps you have that mindset of success.
It's hard when you're in a slump, and kind of the implication of a slump is that there's multiple things that haven't gone your way, haven't gone the way that you expected. Got to get yourself out of that headspace, right? If you don't see a light at the end of the tunnel, you have to create a light at the end of the tunnel. So what's that thing going to be that'll help boost you and think a little more positively? Is it a podcast? Is it a meditation? Is it a quick hit of vitamin D walking outside?
Is it a mentor?
Is it a mentor?
A peer group.
That positivity is so important, though, that having that good mindset. So if you don't have it, find a way to fix it.
All right, the last one, celebrate the small wins, which you mentioned a little bit at the beginning, but we're making this a fundamental.
Yeah, and I think that you should decide how you want to celebrate too. Like the small win has to be defined. Maybe it's something like you get past the gatekeeper for the first time. Maybe it's just identifying a decision maker. Maybe it's that you got a meeting with somebody you've been trying for a really long time. You've gotten a market, whatever that might be. How are you going to celebrate? I have been celebrating small wins with my toddler, a variety of things, right? Potty training, whatever it might be. Toddlers love stickers. What's your sticker? Maybe you still love stickers. Maybe there's some cookies you really like and you can have one cookie, like whatever it is, getting that and having it be something tangible or something that you can do when you have that little victory can really go a long way.
Yeah.
Get your sticker. Figure out what it is.
I was celebrating a win because a sales manager time blocked one day.
That is
getting
a win.
That's a win. Trying to start a habit. So, well, this was great. We went through 10 fundamentals. Loved it. Very simple. Wasn't anything hard.
None of these are earth-shattering.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a thing, right? When something's wrong, everyone wants the quick fix, or they're like, I have to make drastic changes. If these all seem really simple, it's because they are. And that means they're really easy to do.
Yeah.
Try one.
So true.
Try all 10. That'll be the best way to break you free and get you on that path back to hitting those goals.
Well, I appreciate you joining me on this sales tip this week.
Yeah. Anytime.
This was great. Yeah.
Thanks, CP.
Well, I'm going to tap you again, but thank you so much. We hope you enjoyed this one. Thanks, everyone, and
happy selling.